All right, here we go. So we're in the Woodland Retreat 9-hole cup. This is at Sequoia. Is it Sequoia Creek? This is the first time I've actually played these holes from the Pro Tee, so we'll see how it goes. Dunner and I got to actually go out and practice yesterday, and we were able to actually get matched up on every hole, so we did get to take a really good look at every hole. It wasn't about score, it was all about making sure we knew what the red lines were and where we needed to hit. And I think that really, if you shoot the minimum score on this course, which is -12, there's one of the par 4s that we have to pick up. You can go, hey, it could be no, there's one of these par 4s we have to pick up, because there's going to be way too many people in our bracket. They're going to pick it up, and we can't be behind them. So that puts us at -13. And so we're going to have to pick up something else. But the way it's been working is if you pick up the one more something else, you're like top 5 area. But if you pick up the one more than something else, and you're at 15, then now you're looking at, you're in the hunt. There's no guarantee, but you're in the hunt. They're going to interview you when you come off and go, hey, great round. What were you thinking? All that good crap. That's the way I think that'll go this week. So we have to find 3 holes that we can pick up a shot, and that one par 4 we have to pick up a shot. And hole number 1, I really think if you wanted to go for it, you'd have to really bring up really big stuff. And I think the consistent way to play this course too is that there's going to be, it'll be a big letdown as far as like, here's the people that are at the top. Let's say that there was a 15 at the top, and the people that are at the bottom, there's going to be a group, and then it's going to fall off real quick, because there's going to be a shit ton of people in the bracket that are going to fail on a bunch of these holes. Get in the creek, or get behind a tree that you can't get out of, or this is not a course. There's a course by my house called Elkhorn Golf Course, and one of their mottos is, do you have enough balls to play Elkhorn? And that could be a literal thing, because the way that it works there is you have the fairway, and then you have a little bit of a fringe rough, and then the forest starts. And and there's no finding your ball. Even if you could see it in there to get to where you're at, there's no swinging the club. There's so much, like, you're in the underbrush. You ain't doing it. You're dropping a ball. So if you come out there and you don't hit down the fairway, you're in big trouble. Yesterday I hit it over here, and I really thought that trying to get over into that spot was a lot more difficult than I anticipated. You had to hit over from here unless you wanted to bring out a big power ball, which, if I was going to bring out a big power ball to hit over here to try and do this, why wouldn't I just try and go straight forward? And I think coming over to this area is probably the way to go. So I'm going to try that today. I don't know that I've ever tried that. I don't think I've ever tried that. I started off on the right. We'll see. For me, I'd really like to take that shot with a rock. My number 2 bag, but we will see. From where I was out on the other side, I was in Hornet, and I was in minimum Hornet. Let me think. I was in mid Hornet. Let's see if I can get any closer. Here we go. Let's bring up the calculator. Yesterday we really didn't do, there was a lot of the holes we really didn't do wind adjustments on. We just went out there and shot. I've got that practice round with Dunner, and then I wrote down notes for clubs and some of the ball stuff. And then tonight, when I'm chilling out in the house, I'll watch yesterday's video and this one, make a set of notes. I think the main focus is making sure that you got minimum score no matter what. That's the deal. See how much a bigger club makes a difference. It makes a little difference, but really, it's like 2.5 rings off. And that's one less than max topspin. It's 2 per ring. I'm going to do 3 rings, that's 6. Isn't it perfect? El Perfecto. Now it's all about whether or not that was too much topspin, because I have no idea. I'm not sure if I was able to pull away from my red line right there. Hopefully I pulled forward to see where my red line was at, but I'm not sure that I did. I'm sure that I must have. Well, I had to pull way back from the red line, so I had lots of room. And if you got an Apox 6, you got a big topper, and a big topper's got 100 topspin. I think it's got 100 topspin the day you pull it out of its packaging. I think when it's a brand new club, it's got 100 topspin. Big topper. My opponent got way down there with a katana. Way down there. They might be behind a tree. I don't know. What was I thinking? Where am I at? There's max. There's min. So I'm at mid club. Do I have enough topspin to get me there? I do. 7.2. I'm at mid club, so it's 7.2 divided by 1.3. 553. 57. There's 5557. Isn't it perfect? I was holding my breath. Look at that. Overpulled it just slightly, and I did +1, and I rounded up. My note said I was at Hornet with 1.3. That put me at 5.53 rings. And then I added on 0.1, and my notes say round up, so it's 5.6 plus 1, 5.7. I probably didn't need to add on the 0.1. See if my opponent can get it in. That Thorn's got killer ball guide, I can tell you that. I'm not sure how accurate a Thorn gets when it's maxed out. And 2 rings great to the left doesn't help. Alright, I got to remember that I'm playing and I'm not practicing, so we can at least try and go. We'll see if we can just go at it. See what it looks like. Really kind of wait till that one par 4 to make sure that we can get that par 4. I think there's only 2 holes in this, that if we brought out bigger stuff on those 2 holes and we made sure we succeeded on those 2 holes, that the rest of the holes, if we just make sure that we don't drop any shots, that doesn't mean we can't still go for it, but don't drop any shots, especially on those par 5s. It's a draw. All right, what are we at? Hole number dos. Now, yesterday I was having some problems, and so was Dunner. We actually went back and played this hole again and made some changes. And I think yesterday the wind was, we had 2 different winds. We had and I mean they were like absolutely like due tailwind, due headwind. And we went out there with just like happy-go-lucky and did +20, and on the headwind, it pushed me all the way back into this fairway from being, you know, dead center in that one. So it was like out in here. So on headwind days, it was +60. is what it took. And then on tailwind days it was like plus 40, and I'm not sure that those numbers are absolute, but like, you know, if you find yourself working the number you're lower than that and it's not working out, it might be because it needs to be higher. We found that out the hard way. So I'm not sure if I want to do the rough bump. I really don't want to come out. What I like about this hole is I think there's a great opportunity for a hole-in-one. I like that in these pro tournaments, you know, to have an opportunity on a par 3 to do a rough bump for a hole-in-one, and that's the hole you pick up a shot on. But this is also a hole that if you don't do the wind adjustment right and you miss that rough, the most important part of a rough bump is hitting the rough. It can go south fast, and you go from hopes of hole-in-one to welcome to the world of par. Somewhere in between there was the minimum score birdie that you really, really needed. So it might be one of those deals where I just come here and I can still give myself a look at it from this side. I'm going to try the rough bump one more time today just to see what the deal is. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. But yesterday it was definitely not, okay, we got due tailwind. So tailwind, I got a 40% on my notes. I'm going to try a 40, 1.4 times whatever the wind is, divided by wherever the hell I'm at in my rock. Rocks 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. And I did not write down what ball that I need here, but I thought I brought a katana. I can actually do that from that screen. I gotta remember. I can go do balls from here. Katana. I'm looking for the rock. Alright. Now we're set. Let's see where I'm at in my rock. I'm going to do it at wherever I'm at in my club and try and work the percentage from there. They're doing a second bounce rough bump. That doesn't look too bad from there. I'm not sure their trajectory's right. I wasn't paying attention to that, but as far as like the shot, hitting it El Perfecto. Trying to bleed it off to the cup. Times whatever the wind is. 6 divided by. There's my rock. There's min. There's max. So there's mid. So I'm in mid club. So it's 1.2 divided by 1.2. 7 rings. There's 5, 6, 7 rings. Isn't it perfect? We'll see if I come even close to the rough. Nope. Look at how far that pushed me off. So even with, I'm thinking even with, it's so much farther downhill from where my opponent was at, because they're hitting from up in the fairway, and if you go back and rewind the video right there and you watch their shot, where it's landed, you can't even see the spot. You can see the green, but I'm way down in the bottom of that pit, and so it's definitely tweaking the adjustment. So I'm saying on this hole, I think it might be better to play it safe. Just get up there. In the hole, recovered. Save what could have been. So I guess we're still on track for it could be a qualifying round. There we go. There we have it. All right. All right. All right. What is hole number 3? What is hole number 3? Okay, I really want to. So yesterday, Dunner and I came out, and if in pro, I suppose, because I saw somebody do it, the wind was blowing this direction, and they took a power 5 ball, and their second bounce looked like it was going to go right there, and even the little bit of wind that was on there, and it was like at a 45, so only half the wind was going forward. And it was like 3 miles an hour going forward. So I mean, it wasn't that much. They landed over here and rough bumped out and ended up right there. Now they were behind the tree and had a shitty shot, but they got over. Yesterday we were trying the layup shot from here, and I will tell you right now, you don't want to be down there with a power 3 ball. Hold on. All right, where was I? Sorry about that. All right, so I'll just start over. We practiced yesterday up against this line right here, and with a power 3 ball, my red line with a horizon was like right here. So when I put all of the topspin on, like I was just barely at the top, I couldn't get down to the cup or run it down unless I put overpower on it. And so now you got a max topspin shot with a bunch of overpower. That's not a good deal. Dunner was in a very similar spot and had a power 5 ball, and his first bounce was, you know, half the distance from where I was to the rough, so I had a much better look at it. But unless you want to burn a power 5 ball, and you have to be in the right spot here. If you're in the rough, you're screwed. You're done. Toast. We did have a conversation yesterday about if you hit out into this area, and because really you don't want to be here if you're taking this shot. It's marginally closer right here, but you do have a little bit better look at it, and this tree's not in your way. But if you hit it all the way out to the end, you could bring it around and try and bring it. You wouldn't really have a shot at the cup, but you could get it down here on the green and then come at it. This is the only area right here. If you wanted to try and set up a shot where you had a legitimate shot at an Albie, this would be the way to go. But I'm thinking that if you hit it all the way out here to the end on this, which looks like a no fuss, no muss shot to me, you got a straight shot right down with nothing but free fairway looking you in the face with a big dog and max topspin and a power 3 ball. I think that you could, if you can't get on, which the pin is where it's at right here, so I'm not sure that I really want to get on, but if you can't just get like right off the green right here, you're kind of screwed. I think you could easily get there. Easy. So that's what I'm going to try today. I have never gone out to that tip before. So like in rookie, you know, this is all spectators. So I mean, shit, we start hitting out into that area, we're going to get a bunch of people pissed off. So they're going to move all those people off so that I can take this shot just for you guys and gals. That's right. That's how much pull I have in the Golf Clash community, that I can make them change up a hole. All right, here we go. Might as well, since I'm here. So what am I taking? I'd really like to get this with this done with a and Horizon wouldn't be a bad club versus the big dog. It doesn't hit quite as far, but it does have more topspin, and it has much better ball guide. And in a wide open area, looking at the, I think it's at 2.4 per ring. 50% would be 2. 45 would be 2-1. 40 would be 2-2. So 35 would be 2-3. 2-3. 2.3. Horizon. I think I will just take that horizon. We will take that bag. Now, I think if I'm down into this range, really, the grizzly will be fine. The grizzly will be fine. And I'm going to take a Titan. I'm going to take the King of Balls, because if you can't get this done with a Titan, then it's just not worth getting done. And let's see what the deal is, because I think in one-on-one, this is exactly how I'd play it. And I'd play it with my, normally this is a, if I got on this hole, this is bag number 3 hole. And all I have on here is, that's it. That's it. Okay, here we go. Killer Drive. All right, Killer Drive, let's see it. Let's see that killer drive of yours. I'm going to come off like 1.5 from max. And that's tight up on that. I don't like being that close to that rough. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8. I'm going to do a 4-ring pull. I'm going to put a little bit of it back just for that rough. Or that's, and of course I fucking hit it on that side. I tried to give myself as much room as I could, but I'm going to end up. And that is about, I mean, you might be able to come at it more from the other side and try and put side spin on it, but I think if you're really trying to get tossed, then you can't get that much side spin. Let's see what my shot is from there. I don't think that I'm that much farther from where I was at on the other side trying to do the second bounce rough bump. But I think the deal is that I can run my topspin out and I don't have any obstructions in front of me. So I should be able to get up there pretty easy. Because I think that there's going to be a ton of people in the bracket that are going to epic fail on this hole. And if they don't, there's 2 other opportunities, especially the next par 5. I think the last par 5, amazingly enough, might be the easiest of the 3. And that's where we were hitting to yesterday, so we had that view. Easy breezy. And I don't want to get, yesterday I hit it just a little bit too far, and I don't want to hit it too far today, so. Five, 6, it's 2.3 per ring. So there's 4, 6. I'm gonna do 2.5 rings. It's right along the red line. Isn't it perfect? And I could have put like another top spin. I left myself a little bit of work left to do. If I'd have put on another, I think that was like 2.5 top spin. If I'd have put on like 3.5. Yesterday I put on 5 and I was in the rough on the backside. So I wasn't in the, I hit it over there just to see what the shot would look like. I had to leave. We had a house emergency. I left Dunner by himself. My opponent is hitting up against the slight headwind as well. And they hit it good. That, my friends, is not good. But it'll probably be alright. In that situation. there's not far, I mean, there's not very many places he can go. I got a ton of work to do. There's max. There's mid. So it's 5.3 divided by 2.4. It's 2.2 rings. Get where I can see it. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2.5. See where that put me. All right. We'll see right here. Woo! Okay, so the first time I was longing in the rough, and the second time I left myself a little short, and I have plenty of room right there. Shit, that was only 2.5 topspin, and that thing's got 100. So I got plenty of room there to work that topspin out. I think next time 3.5. I'm gonna put 3.5 topspin. I could probably do. I'm gonna do 3.5 to 4. I don't think you have a really good look at the cup, but you can at least get an easy eagle if you're having problems getting around the corner, or you're finding that it's not worth. The deal is you have to bring out a big ball to make it on the second shot, and from the other side you don't, and it's not a high percentage shot. So like, is it worth wasting the ball when I'm just shooting for eagle and I'm taking the risk that I could get myself screwed up? That's the question. That's the question. All right. Hole number 4, and I'm gonna play it safe on that par 5. I'm gonna play it out to that tip and play that shot coming in, because I think that now what's screwed up about that is that this first shot is a fucking layup shot. So if you screw this first layup shot up, it's okay to leave it short, because you still have more topspin. You can run out. You can recover from short, but in the rough you cannot recover from. So like, do not screw that layup shot up. That's key. That's critical. That's critical. We looked at yesterday the shot from right here, and the deal was that it was right in between clubs. And when we changed, if I changed to one club, like if I was going to use my rocker, my quarterback, if I changed from one club to the next, your minimum line is the same for every club, for every driver. And you know, you've got a max line out here, and your sniper may not reach it, and so you've got this red area, but from this area with a rock, because how far it hits, if you're doing this with a rock or a sniper, the red line was just like right in your way every time. And so if we had days where we had a headwind, we could use one club, but if we had days where we had a tailwind, it would be better to use the other club with this ball combo, and so the shot would change. And so we bagged it and went for a shot where we're back over in here, almost at minimum club, hitting it forward. At minimum club, hitting max, and then adjusting from there. So just playing it 1-to-1. We found a spot with a quasar, and a sniper. Because if you pull back, you're definitely in sniper range. Sniper and a quasar. And we're taking any bag with a sniper. Here we have it. Here we go. 1-to-1. That's where we're at. We're just proxying it 1-to-1 just to see like what the deal is. I think yesterday, I'm not sure after all the time we spent setting the shot up whether or not I hit it perfect going into the cup or not. Three and a half top spin, 2 left hand backspin, or left hand side spin, excuse me. Backspin, left hand. Yeah, I want some left hand backspin. You get that by putting on backspin and left side spin. It'll definitely go back. See right there. And you really want to be on the outside edge of that bush. You're along this edge of the bush right here, so your red line is, for minimum driver, it's right there. And so there's not, you can't really do anything about that. You can change the ball, but it's hard to work it out. You'll only be able to work it out for one wind direction. My opponent hit perfecto. 1-1. They needed a little teeny bit more on theirs. If it was done right, I'd know that they did it right, and I could add on 10%. Okay, there's min. So it's 3.5 top spin, 2 left. So it's 8-2 if I do 1-1. I'm just going to do 1-1. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. Hitting it perfect. We should get a good read today. Overpulled it just slightly. No, I was definitely at minimum club. So it was 8.2. 8.2 was the wind. I was at minimum sniper, which is 1.3. It's 1.2 plus 0.1 divided by 1.2. I've been 6.83 versus 8.2. I don't think I was a ring off. So maybe 10% at minimum. That's 751. I might have been right. That would be. Let me make some notes here on my stuff. So I'm gonna play that at min 1.2. Plus 0.1 plus 10%. All right, I got some notes. I'm working on my notes. Thank you there. So my notes say sniper, quasar, minimum club, 1.2 plus 0.1. It's 3.5 top spin, 2 left side spin, plus 10%. 10% at min. All right, hole number 5. Hole number 5. My notes say APOC, power 5 ball. Now, this might be the hole that I was thinking of that we have to get. We have to bring out whatever it takes. So you can, with an overpower shot, get over to this side with a power 5 ball. I'm not sure if it's possible on a headwind day, on a real headwind day. I think yesterday the wind was blowing like that, but we were in practice. On a tailwind day, I'm sure you can get over here and try and make a run for the green. Otherwise, you have to hit from this side right here and try and run it down. And this isn't a bad deal if you have some of those 3-power topspin boost balls, or a 4 or 5. You may not use the power of the 4 or the 5 ball, but if you have a topspin boost ball, you could start off over here with your big topper and run the 100. Just run it all out. No, because it's got so much curl. It's a blind curl shot. We did max curl shots through here yesterday, and we had no problems getting around. Our trajectory was off, so we actually went farther out and ended up out on this trajectory we went farther out and ended up on this trajectory. So we even got closer to the trees, and the spot where you really want to hit was wide open. But if you can get over here with a Power 5 ball, I think you don't have to have a topspin boost ball, but you will have to do overpower. That is the deal. I think you might be able to do it with an extra mile. And I don't have a lot of Power 5 balls, so I was trying to do the run down the deal, because I didn't want to burn one of my few precious, my precious. But we did get some Power 5 balls today. We got some 5 Power 5 wind, 1 side spin balls. We got 5 of those other ones too. What are those? Those got backspin. 4 side spin, 1 wind. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Then we will decide. We'll just go play it. That works. And so I think the whole deal is we need raw distance. And we definitely want to bring a Power 5 ball. And they gave us some Power 5 balls today, so I might as well play with one. And because that, I think I can get more than one. I think that ball right there will work. Alright, let's go play it. Let's play it. Too bad that's backspin boost instead of topspin boost. Hey, I will say, hey, I want to say thank you, Playdemic, for giving us something. Like, you really, like, if you think about it, of all the games you've ever played, like, you know, every time they do an update or every time they do some shit or whatever, or it's the 3rd Thursday of the month, they give you some kind of a gift, you know, or they give you some deal, or you hit some jackpot, or you got some shit. Playdemic does none of that shit. Like, you could probably put in a small basket how many balls they've ever given you in your entire Golf Clash career. So, I mean, anytime they do it, it's like, hey, all right, hey, thank you. Thank you. You can do that more often. We'll still be fans. We might even be bigger fans if you did it more often. We might actually give you smiley faces when you ask us, how do you feel about the game? I feel pretty damn good, other than you keep asking me this damn question. Everybody I've ever seen go over to that side, it doesn't work out for them. But so we'll see. We'll give. Hey, I think if they made it past the tree, they're in the clear. They're good to go. Nope. Everybody. And now I will say they ended up at least on the other side of the fairway. Most people that try that shot end up in the shit. Trying to figure out that angle. I'm going to do curl. Like, what kind of angle can I get here? 7.6. That's a ring set. And a little. And I hit it great on the outside. And I hit the tree. But it didn't really screw me up. It looked like I hit the tree. Hitting that rough didn't help me. It looked like I hit the tree, but I like blew past it. Amazing. That never happens. It always throws you off trajectory, but it did appear like I hit the tree and it slowed me down. I've got a shot from here though. I'm in the fairway. Seemed like when we tried this yesterday, I was in between clubs. Can definitely make this. We definitely need to make this. This is the hole we need to make. Gots to make this one. Okay, there's Min. There's Max. So I'm at Max Hornet. It's at 1 per ring, so it's 6.8. 8.16 rings. Couple backspin. .16 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6. Exactly. And perfect. Down the pipe. Get in the hole. Not even close. Needed to pull that probably. Shit. And I did 20% on that. Probably needed to do 40. I'm going to make a note here. 40 to cup. Hornet. Hornet. You guys like the beeping noise in the background, the construction going on? All right. Hole number 6. That was a hole we definitely wanted to get. We definitely needed to get that hole. We need that hole. That hole is ours to get. So, like, I may have to actually go practice that hole several times and either use good stuff or really practice to get that second shot down. But that is definitely a hole that we have to pick up. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. Which way's the wind blowing? The wind is blowing with us. This is another one of those holes that I think... Okay, so yesterday, I came out here yesterday, and obviously trying to get around the bend. If you're trying to get around the bend to try and clear these trees, so you need to be on that side of this line, right? You need to be on that side. You need to be somewhere over in this area. If you're anywhere on that side of the line, is what I'm saying is that you're going to be behind these trees. So you have to get in front of that line, and it's damn near impossible. It's possible, but bringing out you can get over to here, but this is one of those deals where even if you're using an APOC, you're running out into this direction because you're pulling off against your red line. Now you got to cover this angle. It's pretty steep, even with a power ball. Now the good news is if you got a ball that's got a lot of side spin, you can put on the 4 or 5 side spin, and you may only need to put on 2 or 3 top spin to get out into this area. You can start off over here and try and bring yourself around. I yesterday hit out to here, brought a big dog, got my second bounce on this island, and was able to bring it around and just, once again, you just lay it up right here, pick up your eagle, and move on to the next hole. No fuss, no muss. You can do it with a mortal ball. Power 3. And I don't have to worry about these trees. I was contemplating, if you hit out into this area and you tried to launch it, you put everything you had on it, and you tried to launch it out into this area, into the rough. So I was hitting from here yesterday, and I had big dog. I could get my big dog maybe halfway into the rough, but even with overpower, I couldn't get it to the other side. So even if I had tailwind, I wouldn't have, well, maybe if I had tailwind, I might have been able to launch it that far, but you're pretty much hitting off of that island. So that's 180 to get to this point right here. Nirvana hits 135. I'm just wondering, like, if you got out into this area, if you were out in the rough out here, if you could do a Nirvana shot straight over, or whether you'd have to launch it off the island and do the same shit. It might be easier to get it launched out into the rough. So I might try that today. So if I do that, and you see me do it, that's why I did it. And if I'm gonna do that, I would definitely want to tighten. Because if you're gonna get out of trouble, there's nothing better. All right, we definitely want to make sure that we bring can't change clubs there. We can't change clubs, but we want to make sure our second club is a big dog. And I had an APOC in there. I'm not sure why I had an APOC. I'm going to put a big dog in this one as well. And there might have been a reason why I had that other bag instead of the, it might have been a rod distance thing. APOC, big dog, 5 topspin. So with my APOC it was 5 topspin. Power 3 Titan. And I think I was like, I wasn't all the way down at the very end where I was like sweating it, but I was one step away from that. I did get a lot of the distance. What would help there though is to be more to the right. But still on the longer part of that fairway. Not too far off the sand. This area right here. So you're still deep. So you can clear those trees. If you brought out a really big ball, you might be able to make it from there and have a shot at it. Utter garbage. It's okay. I think you're going to see a lot of people in this similar spot this week. And we do have a wind that's helping us. We might be able to now, unless we brought out something really, really big. But I'm thinking like if you wanted to get out into that rough area out there, you could launch yourself out into that rough. That's 7.5. I'm just going to launch it out into the rough and see if from the rough right there I can make it. Because that shot right there is pretty easy, where everybody else, like my opponent's not in a bad spot, but they have to maneuver around the trees. But these holes are the ones where if they get behind the trees too much, or if they're trying to do these recovery shots and they stay too aggressive and they're like, hey, instead of just trying to recover, they're still really digging at it, is where they walk away and they're like, how did I go into that hole with the chance of an eagle and I ended up with a par? All right, let's see if I can recover from here. That'll be a good question. It's always good to know these answers. Oh yeah, especially with that wind. Yeah, because that wind's going to push me up into that area. You almost have a free shot there. I think it'll easily just backspin its way to a stop. Nice and easy. So you can recover from down in there, but I was trying to get into the rough, so I was deep into the rough. If you just were hitting down to the end down there to do the layup and then wanted to go at it with your big dog, you wouldn't. I think if you were in the rough, you could probably still recover. You could do the same shot that you did with the big dog. Maybe. But I don't know that I would want to. If you're going to do that layup shot, do not end up in the rough. Let's just make that clear. Let's make that clear. Don't end up in the rough. Don't do it. Wouldn't be wise. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. It did push it over half a cup. I started off on the right hand edge of the cup and it came in on the left hand. So the wind was a factor. Alright. I haven't picked shit up. And really, you need to pick up that one hole, and that really bums me. So now we have to get aggressive, because we got to pick up 3. I mean, that's really the deal. So, like, where are we going to pick them up? We've had our opportunity on that one. We've had our opportunity on a couple par 3s. This one right here is another big hole. Which way's the wind blowing on this? That wind is not helping or hurting us. I think yesterday what we established was that if you came out with a power 5 ball, you could start off over on the other side so that you could get a launch. Get like bounce number 1, you get bounce number 2 out here. I'm not sure what it looks like to try and get it all the way across to get it over. I was trying with a big topper from this side and just trying to run it as far as I could, and I ended up in the sand. And I had plenty of room to work this out. Plus, I think I hit it like 2 or 3 rings great to the left, and I didn't set it up quite right. I'm going to take that same thing. I'm going to try that same shit. So, big tappa. Big tappa. And really, a ball with more side spin would be better. I think just a regular Kingmaker will get the job done. Side spin helps. My big tappa is at 2.1 per ring. .2.1. If I can get an opponent. If. Maybe. Hello. Cave Dweller. Of course you're a Seahawks fan. You're a freaking Cave Dweller. My wife had smacked me upside the head because my wife is a Seahawks fan, so there is that. Well, I guess that side spin's not really going to help. I'm going to be 3 rings off, aiming right at that tree, right at the center. I think I'm going to over curl is what's going to happen. 2, 4. If I just do a normal pull, there's 5. One ring great on the outside, 1 ring great to the left. Not enough to get past the tree. Into rough. Well, this may be the deciding hole. I might be behind the tree. I can't believe I hit the tree. Well, I did hit it great to the left, and I was trying to press my luck right there, so that might have something to do with it. Dunner contemplated hitting to that spot up there, but man, that landing area up there does not look appealing to me. Look how much on a hill it is, and it's got a peak to it, so like you hit it in the wrong spot and it like rolls off. I'm curious to see how this rolls. That really wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as the way it looks, because it looks like shit. What the hell was that? I hit the tree as I came out around the deal and went backwards, I think. Hopefully my opponent can make it, otherwise this will be the showdown right here. I guess I have one shot from there. Otherwise that'll be a non-qualifying round. This will just be a practice round. If I can drop out of the qualification zone, shit, I might be. I don't know where I'm at. I haven't really been paying attention. I'm on like hole number 7, so I'm getting pretty close to the deal. I might be screwed. I might be in big, big trouble. My opponent missed. I would have liked to have seen you made it, bro. I will make this. I'll just make this shot and then we'll both be happy. Well, I know where I'm at. I'm at Max Club. I did a straight up shot. It's 2.5 rings. It doesn't help when you hit it 2 rings straight to the right, though. All right, I guess that sealed the fate. Let's see if I can even not qualify today. I might be too far up into the deal. And my replay opponent. Cave Dweller 1. Okay, I guess I am low enough that I can not qualify today. I still got 2 holes left, so I can tank it. We got some 13s up at the top. This is exactly what I'm saying. I think in the weekend round, by the time we get to the weekend round, people have had enough practice that, well, we're going to have to shoot in order to have any shot as a 14 or a 15. I think 15, I mean, not in every bracket, but I would anticipate in my bracket that you'll probably have to shoot a 15 in order to have any shot at a win. And you're going to have to, and it may just be a 14 if you can break loose and pick up one of the other ones. But, all right, hole number 8. We just need to tank these last 2. We'll go for it. I'm still going for it. I'm going to go for it on hole number 8. But I'll miss my putt if I don't make it. Sniper, Katana. Which way's the wind blowing? That wind is good. Sniper, Katana. And this is a no move. And we're trying 30%. That's where we were at yesterday. We tried this shot several times. And it's a sniper and a katana. A sniper and a cat. And it is... And I suppose I could bring out a navigator just to cut the wind down a little bit. It's 2.5 backspin, 3/4 left-hand side spin. You're kind of just dialing it in. %, times, and I think we're at mid club, so it's 1.1 per ring. So 6.4 divided by 1.1, 7.56 rings. It's 3.5, 3/4. 7.56 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 6. Hitting it perfect. And didn't pull it near enough, and I pulled it 30% right there. So I'm going to put try 40. I'm going to put try 50. Let's get on the other side of this. I like where that second bounce is hitting on that hillside. It's kind of getting a regular bounce forward. It's not too irregular. It's hard when you're hitting down in those areas because you can get the hill so steep you're coming out of the bowl, and the hill so steep where you're coming in here that you can get in a really irregular bounce where it either goes really high or it goes really flat, and the bounce seems to be trying its best to come out of there as just a normal bounce. Let's see if it shows it on my opponent's flyby. Perfect. There's bounce number 1, bounce number 2. Kind of gets a little bit of a bounce where it loses a little bit of speed, but it's trying. It's like right there at that spot where it's trying to be just a normal bounce. I'm gonna try 50 and see if 50 works from there. And I'm okay if I come in the next time I take this, if I'm on the right hand side. At least I know it's somewhere between 30 and 50. But I'm almost thinking the 50's probably closer than the 30. Birdie. Birdie. Alright, it's a draw. Well, I better drop something now. If I come in with a 10, is that going to qualify me? Yeah, I think there's still enough. Ah, they're taking the top 75%, so I better stop. Or I better not score anything on the last hole. But if my opponent scores an eagle, the worst that I'm going to get is a birdie, which means I'm going to score 1, which means I'm going to be in those 10s. Those are decisions right there. Them are decisions. I'll be back. All right. Sorry about that. I had to tack these back, tack them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the Albie. So if that happens, it happens. And if not, then I'm going to forfeit. And I'll play again tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan. Here we go. I'm trying to get around the bend, trying to hit up all the way to the front, but I don't think it's possible. But I'm gonna at least go out there. I know what it takes to get to the first little island. The deal is that you can overhit on this first little island. So shit, if you can overhit, I might as well go for the next one. And you're all going, what the hell island are you talking about, dude? This is definitely the link style golf course where there's one spot here and the other this island. I'd like to make it over to that island, but shit, I think with a 3 power ball I can't even get there. You have to bring out a bigger power ball just to get there. I think I can only do about 3.5 topspin. .36. It's 1.5 per ring, so I'm going to do 2.5 rings. Max curl. 7,000 rings, great to the right. That was every single bit of 2. Every bit. Plus 20 to the cup is what my notes say. And I think that's a number in progress. So like no guarantees on that. 1.2 times whatever the wind is. I think my opponent is using a one of the new balls. You can get to the right spot, man. That precision might help you, especially if you could get all the way over from that fairway over to the other fairway and actually end up in the fairway and not behind the tree. Because that right there is what we call no bueno. There's probably a way to get through, though. I will bet there is. There might be. There might just be. .36, 3.6, 4.32 rings. That's right, you heard it here. That's 4.42. Hit it perfect. Go in the hole. Let's see if that recipe works. Zoom in closer. Just a bit outside. Needed to pull it just a little teeny bit more, but not a lot. So like maybe just plus 0.2. That'd be like 25%. Maybe a 25% adjustment instead of a 20. Dang it. I'm going to let my opponent take their shot. And then I'm going to forfeit. And they brought that precision ball out for, I mean, you know, those precision balls are awesome, but the deal is bring them out on the right holes. Going to forfeit. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. There we go. There you have it. All right. I will shoot another one tomorrow, but there's the scope notes for the clubs does work. Thanks for watching.